And thanks to everyone watching online. So we'll get underway here in just a few minutes, but we just want to let you know that it is senior night. We'll have the introductions and recognition of seniors. Spirit leader performance tonight as well. Of course, wrestling here on KCSI and on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned or watch it over on our YouTube channel if you wish. Like I said, over in the Orange Gym, basketball taking place over there. So a lot going on, a busy night and a good night. But just wanted to let you know that we will get underway here in just a few minutes. Players are on the mat warming up and getting ready for wrestling action. We're going to step away, and we'll be back with more after this. To Red Oak, Aaron West, joined now by Eli Bells. Eli, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You ready for some wrestling?
Yeah, just like that. This weekend would be the Hawkeye 10 for at least Kuemper and Red Oak, and with Avoca or AHSTW as well. I'm sure they're going to have their conference tournament tomorrow, but it's that time of the year. Once Christmas is over, we're getting to the official postseason, and especially with girls regionals coming up tomorrow. And
you headed to Sioux City?
Heading to Sioux City tomorrow to the Tyson's Event Center, and it's going to be a good time. A lot of teams there. They actually run 2 districts at the same time at one center, so it's going to be good. So
All right,
exciting.
It's senior night here. There's, I think, a performance by spirit leaders, a lot going on, not only here, right across the hall, basketball.
Yeah, I know. That's just the beauty of especially having 2 gyms just right across the hall from each other. You can host 2 events at one night, and you know what's funny? I think about 3 years ago, we had the same incident, and we were actually over there with the wrestlers, and we were wrestling against AHSTW and Kuemper, and we were able to host this at the same time. So what a good time to have it.
Absolutely. Eli, we're going to step away. We're going to be wrestling here in just a short period of time. We're going to step away one more time, and we'll come back with wrestling here on KCSI. Welcome back to Red Oak. Eli, it's about time to wrestle here. Where are we starting?
Yeah, we're starting here at 157. And again, I want to say before we get this whole thing started, it sometimes gets tough. I try to keep one ear open to make sure we have the right kid on the mat. Mm-hmm. So if it's the wrong name, I apologize. We're just going to try to keep the action going here. But it looks like for AHSTW of Caden Baxter, a junior, going up against a freshman of Red Oak at Jackson Purdue here at 157. Purdue going in on a low outside single here, and a nice dresser. Trying to go for a dresser dump is Baxter. They're going to back out of it and stay here at center circle, starting off in the first period at 157. Collar tie here on the right side for Baxter. Goes down trying to get himself to a fireman's carry, then maybe into a Kelly, and they stand back up to the feet. And a great reshot by for Purdue. That was an awesome reshot. Now need to be able to limp his arm out here. But a spladle attempt here now coming from Baxter, and it's a loose spladle, but he's got it. And just like that, Baxter does a great job staying in a good spot, using defense. But now Purdue, what he's got to do, especially when both legs are split out like that, I mean, with a minute on the clock, Jackson's trying to be able to just sit down and get these shoulders back because he's got it locked up somewhat tight. But he needs to fight with his legs here and turn back in. It was a great job from Purdue, too, as well, trying to be able to fight out of this. And a nice job there from Purdue to be able to fight out of a spladle. One of the toughest moves to get out of is that. And Purdue was able to, but a great job from Baxter now with a Turk when he scoops the head and has the leg lifted up. And Purdue trying to sneak out the back door, needs to be able to pop his head through. It's going to be a 5-0 to start off this match, but let's see if we can get a pop out of the back for Purdue, and keeps wrestling. The head is pinched. We don't want to stalemate. Needs to keep wrestling, and a nice job from Baxter. Goes, hey, I'm in a situation I need to give up one, not two, and does. So it's going to be 5-1, double here on the edge of the mat. Purdue trying to stand up to his feet, and they're going to go out of bounds. Great wrestling here from both these guys, with Baxter trying to be able to slip in on this spladle, and Purdue's able to fight out. I think it's a better match than what the score says just yet, but Purdue tries to be able to cross-face here on the edge of the mat. It's going to be a double leg takedown that gets blocked off by Purdue. 23 seconds left here in this first period. Back here at center circle, Purdue circling in. Baxter now coming in for a collar tie. Still with a lead heavy on his right leg. Now goes off, tries to slide by. Purdue does. It's been some really good shots here from Purdue. 8 seconds left here in this first period. 5-1 still our score. Trying to snap down here, snap and go behind. Nice job from Baxter to stay in a good position, and that's going to be the time in the first period. It's going to be Purdue's choice. It's going to defer. Baxter is going to choose bottom. Starting off again here in this second period, Baxter, a junior, up Purdue, the freshman. Baxter set. Purdue now will cover right off the whistle, goes into a spiral ride, now lifts Baxter up. Baxter to his feet, tries to turn into him here on the edge of the mat. Still in control, nothing yet, no loss of control, so they're going to stay here at the center. Baxter did a great job of exploding up to his feet to get things started. Baxter, I got Melanie handing me things over here left and right like an assembly line.
I mean,
and a nice mat return there coming from Baxter, lifts him straight up to the mat. Right off the whistle, Baxter did a good job getting to his feet, but after a mat return like that, it's tough to be able to try to get right back up again. Purdue now tries to get himself on a tight waist, got himself a 2-on-1 on the wrist, trying to look for a tilt. And nice job from Baxter, knows where he's at, slides himself out of bounds. And right there again, Baxter must be having a shoulder injury. They're going to run injury time. It must be got his arm. And most of these injuries you see, you notice Baxter earlier on in the match kind of saying, maybe talking to his coach a little bit about what hurts and what doesn't. And this is obviously an injury that was before this match because it was just a nice chop and jam on his elbow.
Yep.
And trying to be able to stretch this thing out with 1:32 left in the second period. I mean, this is a great match out of both these guys. And when you have these injuries in wrestling, it's tough to be able, especially with an arm and a shoulder.
So, Eli, we're wearing on into the wrestling season now. That could have been, I don't know if it happened now or if it's something that he's been dealing with for a period of time. That's what you don't know for sure.
Yeah, and you kind of can tell with these matches that he's had this happen to him earlier in the year. Looked like an elbow, and just those stingers. You got to be able to shake that out. He's moving his shoulder around, And you got to be able to try to stay tough and keep wrestling in situations like this. But now for Purdue, he's like, man, I know this is this bad elbow. And, it kind of sounds bad, but at the same time in wrestling like this, people go for it.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the sport. Nice job from Baxter. Gets himself, explodes up to his feet, so he doesn't even have to mess with it. 6-1 now is our lead here for Baxter. Minute 20 left here. Baxter down on one knee. Purdue trying to be able to circle in and find a shot, get on his level. Outside single coming right to his back. Nice job from Baxter. Just caught in a situation that's going to be a pin right there for Baxter. And, and it was a shot attempt coming in from Baxter. And Purdue gets himself in a spot. It was a semi-cow catcher. Catches Purdue right on his back. And that's going to be 6 points on the board here to start for AHSTW. And, I think that was kind of a better match than what happened at the end of there. It was high pace, good wrestling, but Baxter does a great job using his strength and is able to get the fall.
All right. Baz Clear coming to the mat, or to Eli.
You're exactly right. Baz Clear goes out, takes 6.
Yep.
And it looked like they might be bumping a weight. Let me make sure I keep an ear out and listen. Yep, they're just going to be open at 157. They're going to go now into 165. I'm going to it's going to be 175. I don't know if this is Scheffler, to be honest, or
that is not Scheffler.
But it's going to be Johnson here at 175. I don't know if they bumped Akers up from 65 to 75 or what, but we're going to go with what's on the sheet. It's going to be Scheffler of AHSTW and Johnson of Red Oak. Front hand and arm here for Johnson, trying to be able to bounce the head down. Gets himself into a cow catcher position here, trying to stay to bounce this head. Now needs to go to a head in the hole. Head in the hole's wide open there, but a nice job from Scheffler to be able to stay in a good spot. Needs to continue bouncing on the head here. Head in the hole and bring this back inside. Nice job from Scheffler, then a good job from Johnson to sneak out the back door. Now goes down to a crab ride. Needs to be able to run a half here. Scheffler needs to keep his head high. Needs to pick down to a leg. Nothing here yet. Now going for a power half, trying to be able to turn and get some points here. He's got his legs locked in. Scheffler not trying to be able to get turned here. They're going to continue wrestling. Might be a stalemate here soon if it stays in this position, but Scheffler's doing a good job of fighting this off, using his strength, keeping his head up. 55 seconds left here in this first period. 2-0. Johnson leads over Scheffler. Still again here in both legs in here for Johnson, trying to be able to stay in a good spot. Sitting on your butt like that's not the best spot to be unless you can just power drive this half through, and now gets himself into a Turk spot. It's going to get some swipes here. Has Scheffler on his back here pretty tight, and there's going to be the fall. Nice job from Johnson. Does not give up on what he had. Settles in tight, stays in with the legs. He's able to get a nice half five.
So Red Oak leads now. Looks like
12-6, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, 12-6. And
we're going to go to 190 here, and it looks like Red Oak's going to be open at 90, and they're going to have Nolan Perrin at 215 and Henry Ludd of AHSTW at 215.
Yeah, if we had Nate Perrin, it'd be now that would be something to see if Mr. Perrin was out there.
I think he can hop out there on a singlet right now and make something happen.
All right.
But so we're going to have Nolan Perrin of Red Oak, a junior, going up against Henry Ludd of AHSTW, a junior. Tied up here, 12-12 is our dual score. Collar tie here on the right side here. Now collar tie for Ludd. Does a nice job trying to sync up this underhook here, looking to go for a bear hug. Got to get over-unders here, and no points rewarded yet, and they're going to go out of bounds. Nice job from Perrin. Needs to be able to take those underhooks, and he's got to throw some overs and create some separation, or that bear hug's pretty deadly. Ludd did a great job of that. Minute 30 left here in the first. Underhook again. Now Perrin looks like he's going for himself a bear hug. Just pummeling here back and forth, looking more like a heavyweight match. Needs to stay on the inside part of the match and goes for the lat toss. Is Perrin, and Ludd's able to keep his hips square. Is going to get 2 points. Nice job from Perrin. Needs to be able to belly down here and get out of this situation. Minute 20 left here in the first. Chop and jam on the left side for Ludd. Pressure forward. Perrin needs to be able to break the hands, hand fight on bottom, get up, and a perfect knee slide attempt here right here if he can get it, but Ludd's got some great pressure forward, goes to a crossbody. Switch attempt here from Perrin, but the hips are staying on the mat. Nice suck in from Ludd, trying to get his suck back and put Perrin onto his back, and right here he will. He's going to get a couple swipes. Perrin needs to keep turning. Don't let those shoulders touch because it's going to be a fall. Perrin needs to keep falling forward, but Ludd does a good job now locking in this headlock position here, and that's going to be a fall for Ludd at 2:15, and we're going to go on now to 2:85. Keisel of AHSTW, and it looks like it's going to be either Shriver or Ramos. And we got a fall over on the other mat. Might be an upset there for...
That's a 285 over there, Eli.
Carol Kuemper, but we're going to go on back to our mat here. It looks like it's a Shriver of Red Oak going up against Kessel of AHSTW at heavyweight at 285. Remember, we started this duel at 157. Shriver and Kessel. They're going to shake hands here at the center. Shriver, a freshman, Kessel, a senior. Underhooks here by Keisel, now trying to go into a body lock too as well into this bear hug right here on the edge of the mat, and they're going to go out of bounds and walk straight through. Shriver's got to be able to circle back in. Underhook on, or excuse me, collar tie on the right side, underhook on the left side, still at center mat, minute 45 left in the first. Now Kessel looking to be able to get to a slide by. Pummeling inside here are both these wrestlers here at heavyweight. Minute 30 left here in the first period. Single leg here from Kessel goes down to a snatch single, trying to be able to finish this off here. Belly down is Shriver, and there's going to be 2 points for Kessel. And, you know, there's a weight difference here in this heavyweight match, too, as well. As once you get stuck on bottom, it's pretty hard to get yourself up in situations like this. Shoving the head down here is Kessel. Now running into a power half here, trying to turn this over. Now going back to the shoulder. Kessel trying to be able to fight, but right there, Kessel is able to get the fall at heavyweight at 285, and we're going to move on now to 106.
24-12, Eli is the score overall.
And it looks like now we're going to move into 106, Holmes of AHSTW and Osthoff of the Red Oak Tigers, a freshman. You know, and a young team here for the Tigers as well. A lot of freshmen in this lineup, a lot of sophomores, couple juniors. You know, there's only one senior, two seniors in this lineup, and they're going to take the 6 points there. Osthoff does for the Tigers, so that's going to be 6 on the board for the forfeit. And then
Coach.
And it looks like double forfeits we have all the way. I think it's going to be a forfeit at 13, too, as well. And then it's going to be a forfeit at 20, a forfeit at 26, and it's double forfeit, so no points awarded. So we're going to go to 32 with Gooseman of Red Oak at 132, going against Michael Mitchell of AHSTW.
Yeah, Gussman. You know, Eli, that's an important point. That's if you can fill all of those weights.
Oh.
It really makes a difference because just like that example right there, you have, 3 weight classes open.
Correct, and that's just it. And, you know, there's a big difference between dual teams and tournament teams.
Yeah.
You can have a really good dual team, and especially if your lineup's full. If you got a full lineup, you're going to be a great dual team no matter what, and you're going to win a lot of duels. But tournament team, you could have some studs that are in your lineup and not a full team, and you place higher than some of these teams at a tournament. That's where you see, you know, in the state, you got state duels and state tournament, and and most of the times you might have a different champion at your dual team than your traditional state tournament. So we have Gussman of Red Oak, a sophomore here at 132, going up against Mitchell of AHSTW. They're going to go to center circle, shake hands here. 24-18 is our score. AHSTW leads, and now we're going to get going here. Collar tie and a low outside single here coming from Gussman. Pummeling on the inside here are both these wrestlers. Underhook. Now they break out of it, break out of the tie, and create some space. Mitchell again, a senior at 32. And Gussman, a sophomore, again tries to move his feet, goes for an outside single again. Nothing comes out of it. 2-on-1 now for Gussman. And they're going to break out of it. Minute 25 left here in this first period. Low shot, still staying at center. Feeling each other out now, and a straight-on double leg here from Gusman, trying to be able to finish this off. Needs to bring the hips in, traps. Does a great job, and that's going to be 2 points. Needs to be able to swim for a half. Keep those legs crossed, too, as well. That's something that you get experienced wrestlers to do, is keep the legs crossed. But a nice job from Mitchell to be able to fight out of this. Now hangs onto a leg. And a cradle attempt here. Suicide cradle, actually. Nice job from this suicide cradle. Going to get a couple swipes, but then's going to get rolled through and caught onto his back. Needs to bring a hand out. Stay in control. Stay on your base. Because there's a head here locked up. And a nice job from Gusman to be able to, hey, I got to stay calm in this situation. Keep moving my feet. Stay in a good position. Sneak out the back door. And command this lead here with a 4-0 lead. There was no reversal points given, actually. So that helps here with Gusman. 21 seconds left here now to a chop and jam on the right side. Trying to work in both these arms here of Mitchell. Gets his arm caught out in front. 10 seconds left here in this first period. Still wrestling here tough on his toes is Gusman. Now going down to a crab riding again. Looks like just trying to hang on here for these last seconds. And will. 4-0 lead here for Gusman now going into the second period. It's going to be Gusman's choice. Gusman will defer. Mitchell is going to choose, I'm going to guess, bottom. And he will. 24-18 is our dual team score here so far. AHSTW leads. Gusman will cover. Goes to a tight waist here on the right side, down to an ankle pick on the left. Now needs to transition and work up the tree here. Try to work a base up here. Now hanging on to this leg. Now going to a far knee, far ankle. Staying behind the hips is good and hooks that ankle. That's exactly what you got to do. Hook that ankle. Keep pressure down forward. Now trying to be able to roll in a wrist. Minute 30 left here in this second period. Gusman trying to be able to create some more action, create some more points. Has Mitchell flat. Needs to be able to hop side to side. Now goes for a half on the right. Has a wrist on the left. Now trying to be able to run this tight waist now here from Gusman. Good fight here from Mitchell on bottom. Needs to be able to continue the hand fight. Now going for a cross-face cradle. Cross-body cradle, here. Is Gusman. Now needs to be able to hook this angle. Has the wrist. Going for a ball and chain. Is going to get rid of that. Minute left here in the second period. Trying to be able to create some points. Tight waist again. A good, really good ride here, too, as well. Trying to see if he's trying to be able to go for this butcher, but Mitchell's got to be able to build this base up. Still in control. Now I'm going to try to run this straight through. Needs to swim for a head, swim for a half. Has that arm trapped, but gives it up. And Mitchell is going to be able to retain position here in the referee's position. 30 seconds left here in this second period. Rolling in a wrist on the right side. Keeping this pressure forward here. Nice job here, too, as well. Hopping side to side is what you have to be able to do, not get a stall call on top and dominate in this whole second period. And especially when it comes down to postseason like this is what you need. You need to be able to dominate a whole period. Now goes for a ball and chain here on the edge of the mat. Just needs to keep wrestling tough. And this is where you win a lot of matches, especially coming down to a postseason like this. If you can wear your opponent down by riding them an entire 2-minute period, and that's exactly what Gusman did. 4-0 lead is going to be Gusman's choice, and he's going to choose top. And I don't blame him, too. You rode him out for a whole 2 minutes. You're up 4-0. Why take the risk going on bottom? Let's go on top and get another ride out. Mitchell's got to be able to seal off with the whistle. Could have been close to a caution call there. Now rolling to a tilt here. Gusman could have, but a nice job here from Mitchell trying to be able to break out the wrist. Tough rides again on top. Rolling in a wrist here on the left side. Gets himself caught a little too high. Needs to be able to throw these legs and arch his back, and that's exactly what Coach Podliska is telling him. Arch your back. Keep the legs thrown in. Now try to be able to create a power half. Got to keep arching and keep cinching back. Now going for a half here. Needs to be careful here. Higher hips are going to win in this situation. There's got to be a count. Got to be pretty close. Nothing wrong with staying in the spot, too. Be careful where you're at. You need to be able to readjust here. He's going to bail on it and stay on this crab right on top. Minute 15 left here in this third period, 24-18. Gusman trying to be able to continue a tough ride here and with this 4-0 lead. Needs to be careful again. He's been dominating this whole match, but still needs to be able to hop side to side. Or, keep rolling in wrist, trying to be able to get a half, keeping pressure forward. Again, getting a little too high. 50 seconds left here in this third period. Shoving the head down again, now trying to be able to pin this arm back. Now goes for a power half, throws in a leg again. Now goes to a crossbody right here, rolling in this wrist. 35 seconds left in the third period. It's been a dominating match here so far for Gusman. Just keeping pressure forward. He's been staying on his toes the whole time here. This kid, I'm telling you, he's going to be pretty good. I think he already is now. Now trying to run in this half. Really good skills with riding here tough on top. Just trying to wear his opponent down. 18 seconds left here in the third. Now goes for a suicide cradle. Is going to get some back points, and we'll get 2 swipes out of that. Now leads here 6-0 with 5 seconds left. That's been very, very impressive to be able to ride someone and dominate like that for a total of 4 minutes in that second and third period. Really shows something the way he's been working on in the room and is able to pick up a 6-0 fall. Impressive match there from Gusman. Now we're going to move on here from 132, and we're going to go to 138 with Kyler Sandholm. And Aaron, you're going to have to help me with these names here again, too. Finneran?
Finneran. Yep, Finneran.
Oh, I got that one right.
Let's go with Finneran.
Finneran, that's great with me. We have Kyler Sandholm of Red Oak the Junior going to be going up against Finneran of AHSTW. That match is going to be happening here in just a minute. They're going to go to center circle and get things started. Shaking hands here. 2 minutes on the clock. First period's on their way. Sandholm again with a collar tie on the right side. Goes to his underhooks too as well. Now an outside single here coming from Finneran. They're going to break out of it. Needs to circle back into Sandholm. Collar tie and an underhook again, and they're going to go out of bounds. Needs to be able to keep moving, keep circling, get to your underhooks, get to your spots. And Russell, nice snatched outside single, but nice job from Finneran to be able to break out of it. Minute 35 left here in this first, still on our feet. Tapping the head here is Finneran. Staying in a low position here. Straight on shot from Finneran. Nice job from Sandholm trying to be able to get a snap here. Goes now straight to his back with just a neck wrench right there. It's going to have Finneran pretty close being stuck. Going to try to throw these legs in. Almost just needs to sit where he's at, honestly. Now he's going to throw the legs in. He's going to have this lot rocked up pretty tight and gets the fall. Sandholm's been really good at these funky positions. You shoot in on him. It's almost his defense sometimes, just better than his offense like that. And a nice job there from Sandholm. He's able to get the fall and now get this lead here, 27-24.
Yeah, Red Oak just regained the lead. Lorette coming in now for the Tigers.
So you're going to have Joshua Lorette at 144, the senior, going up against Wyatt Evans, a senior, for AHSTW. Senior on senior here. And they're going to shake hands here at the center. A lengthy wrestler here is Evans. Just starting off here in this first period. 27-24 is our dual score. 2-on-1. Now trying to be able to get this into a Russian tie is Lorette. Evans trying to keep his distance here. Keep the distance. Nice dresser dump there. Coming from Lorette. That was smooth and slick. Now going for a suck back. Needs to be able to readjust his hip. Now needs to just throw in a half. Hop sides, just like we said. Now bring in this wrist that he's given you and try to be able to run this half. Needs to bring Evans to his body like he's doing right now and try to run this half straight over. Lorette does a great job. Now just needs to settle these hips. Got plenty of time on the clock to be able to readjust. Needs to readjust, go chest to chest, and Lorette trying to be able to get this fall over Evans. And right there is going to be close to being it. Nice job from Lorette regaining this half. Now needs to run it again. Cinch it to his body, and there's going to be the fall. That's got to be it right there. It's close. 126.
There it is.
Nice job there from Lorette. Does a good job of, he stayed composed too as well. You got plenty of time on the clock. cinch it back in and try to be able to get himself the fall, and does. Nice job there from Lorette.
And it's 33-24 now. Red Oak with the lead over AHSTW. Wrestling here on KCSI. Thanks for joining us this evening.
And it looks like they're going to be open at 150 for AHSTW, and that's going to be it for our first duel of the evening. And we might have some JV matches.
So that's final score is 39-24, Eli?
Yeah, and that was a great duel. You know, there's some quality wrestling from both these teams, too, as well. A lot of falls, actually, that happened here in this duel, but great job from both these teams. And, you know, I was impressed, too, especially with Gusman's match. He just, to ride someone out for a tough 4 minutes like that, pretty impressive, too, and that's what you're going to have in the postseason.
All right, Eli, so we do have a bit of a break here.
Yep.
Take a quick break, and we'll come back with more wrestling here on KCSI. Now, remember, wrestling in the black gym tonight here in Red Oak. Over in the orange gym, basketball, Red Oak and HSTW over there. So come down and, well, pick out something.
There you go. You got both.
You got options. You have options here tonight.
That's right.
So we'll be right back after this. To Red Oak, Aaron West along with Eli Bells wrestling here this evening, and just wrapped up Red Oak and AHSTW. Red Oak gets a victory 39-24. We have a couple of JV matches taking place here as you have Kuemper and Harlan over on the orange mat, and wrapping up. There'll be a bit of a break here, Eli, as we go between matches. Again, senior night tonight. We'll be recognizing the seniors as we move along through the evening. Also, I think there's another performance by spirit leaders that will take place, and, of course, a lot of wrestling taking place here this evening as well. Let me tell you what's going on. Now tonight, cloudy. There's a slight chance of drizzle and freezing drizzle. Again, it's like we've kind of been a Groundhog Day here for the last bit. Same thing over and over, and that's where we're at. Freezing drizzle through midnight, patchy fog. Again, a dense fog warning for, all of the country sunshine listening area. Actually, in fact, through noon tomorrow now. That in effect. The low temperature tonight in the lower 30s. So again, what does that produce? The potential for slick and slippery roadways across the region, so please be careful. Tomorrow, cloudy areas of fog and freezing fog in the morning, patchy fog in the afternoon, highs mid-30s and near steady temperatures in the mid-30s with northwest winds around 5 miles per hour. Again, junior varsity wrestling taking place. Red Oak gets a victory over AHSTW 39-24. Stay with us this evening. We're going to continue to be along. Eli here will call all of the varsity matches for us as we move along through the evening here. We're going to step away again, check in, make note of our sponsors. By the way, make note and say thank you when you have the opportunity. Drop them a note, stop in, do some business with them, and let them know you appreciate it, making it possible for us to be here. Most enjoyable and a fun time. It's kind of coming all down to it here with wrestling and with basketball. It's all getting to that kind of that postseason time, Eli, just right in front of us here, really.
It is, and it's an exciting time of the year too as well. It comes up pretty quick. You feel like it's way down there on your calendar, and then right before you know it, it's here. And like we said, for tomorrow with girls regionals, then Hawkeye 10s Hawkeye 10s on Saturday. Then you got districts, and then you got state, just like that. In these 3-week spans, wrestling's going to be wrapped up.
Yep, and basketball's got another couple weeks, a week and a half, and of regular season, and then we're going to be into postseason with basketball right away too. So it's coming all down to it. This is the time of the year, Eli. You want to have it all come together right now.
That's exactly, and you get, like we said, wrestling and basketball are kind of like these two seasons. You get your pre-Christmas season where you're kind of just. You're getting back into wrestling. You're getting back into basketball. And you're on the ascent, of course, you want to be. Then you have this little break, too, as well, with Christmas going on. And then you're kind of a little stagnant, not a whole lot of competitions. But, again, you want to be able to continue this uphill trend, especially right now when we get into this postseason.
All right, Eli. Let's take a break here. I think we've got maybe a couple more JV matches here. We'll see, but we're going to step away. We'll be back with more after this. To the orange. I'm sorry, to the black gym. Is this the black or the orange gym? This is the black gym.
I think it's the black gym.
I'm going with the black gym. You come into Southside.
Yes.
Go by the Big Tiger.
Yep.
The gym on the right. which I think is the orange gym.
I
mean the black gym. I think the other gym is the orange gym. How about confusing? If you walk in the door and they're wrestling, you're in the wrong gym. Go across the hall.
Correct. Maybe it's, I don't know, are the bleachers different colors?
They are, as a matter of fact.
So that might be why. We got the black gym here and the orange gym right over across.
So Eli, we do have some junior varsity matches taking place. If people are watching online and wondering what's going on, we have some junior varsity or next man in or next man up.
Yep.
Big squad for you going to going to Sioux City tomorrow?
Yeah, we should have for our Southwest Iowa Warriors. We're combined. It's Sidney and Fremont Mills are combined on that, and we'll be heading up to Sioux City tomorrow at the Tyson's Event Center.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of teams that are going to be there, and they'll be running 6 mats all day. Start that at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Hopefully, I think we got about 10 girls that are going up. So hopefully we can get a couple qualifiers out of the deal and head to Iowa City the next week.
You got to show up and wrestle, Eli. There's some good wrestlers here. And I'm going to say in Southwest Iowa in general, some girls that I know that are wanting to advance on to the next level.
Yeah, and it's one of the fastest growing sports that you have right here, and especially in Southwest Iowa too as well. You get a lot of teams that are combined with multiple schools too as well that just get a lot of girl wrestlers out, and a lot of them, this is their first year out here wrestling and figuring it out, and it's pretty amazing to watch the growth that you see from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So it's going to be pretty exciting to go watch up there tomorrow.
All right, and there, get your ticket if you're off tomorrow.
That's right.
Go watch some wrestling. We're going to take another quick break. We will be back with more here in Red Oak after this.
All right.
Welcome back to Red Oak. Aaron West along with Eli Bells. If you're watching online, you'll note that we have these, Eli, I believe, will be our spirit leaders. Now, we're on the opposite side of the gym that they'll be facing, so we kind of have but we do have the camera on them, so you can hop over and watch it if you wish. Little different setup than what we typically have here.
So just talking about it, we got our nice cozy setup over in the orange gym, but whatever we got to make do.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're here, and so far everything has worked, and
And
well, that's messed it up then, didn't I? I shouldn't have said that.
Well,
but
that's the blessing of having two gyms, though, too, as well. You can run two events here at the same time and get everything done that you got to get done, especially with this crazy weather. It's like you said, it's like Groundhog Day. We've been having it for how long now?
Yeah.
I don't think January's ever going to end. So,
so spirit leaders on the court, and we will have senior night as well. They're working on audio. It appears, Eli, over there with some speakers, and I see Mr. Perrin, Mr. Eubank, Mr. Erickson, all working on that audio over there. So that's what's taking place. And you can watch it, of course, on the radio. You can't see it, but the spirit leaders are on the court, are on the mat doing their cheer. So enjoy that.
It's exactly. That's one of the things about wrestling. It's not like any other sport. There's a lot of downtime sometimes.
There is a lot of downtime, in between.
And, with having to have the rest time and having to have there's just a certain way you got to go about it. It's mainly just the rest time, so they don't run into
Tell me about that, Eli. If someone's listening or watching and they're thinking, okay, what's the rest time? What is that? Tell me what that is.
The state requires that you have to rest. Now, it used to be 45 minutes, which I'm glad they changed it because it took forever to be able, especially when you got to district time, and to be like, we have to wait 45 minutes before these two can go out and wrestle. Now it's 30 minutes.
And that's 40. So if they wrestle, when it's over, the clock starts. Then you have 45 minutes until they can wrestle again. That has changed.
Correct. And the thing is, you can't even if these two wrestlers were out and say, well, I'm ready to go, like we're ready to go. Well, no, because the state requires you to use track wrestling for every wrestling event in the state of Iowa, and there's a timer on there, and it locks you out.
Yeah.
So you can't even start the match, which, is a good thing.
Right.
So everybody has an equal amount of rest time in between, at least of 30 minutes, which is good. And now we're just kind of having some things in between, and we'll have senior night. We have the spirit leaders, like you said, out here, and then we'll get back to wrestling action here soon.
And also, in wrestling, they have the first duel.
Yep.
Then in between, they have the national anthem.
Correct.
And then we'll get back to wrestling for the two final duels of the evening.
That's right.
It's kind of how that schedule will work.
Correct, and all on purpose to make sure they hit that rest time and they can continue to go through.
Absolutely. So, spirit leaders on the court, I'll tell you what, we are going to take a break for our radio audience here if you're watching online. Apologize, we're not at the optimal angle for the spirit leaders, but you can watch online and see what's going on. And we're going to step away, and we'll be back with more wrestling here in Red Oak this evening. And again want to say thanks to Eli and Melanie Laurie back at the Central Studios for keeping us all orchestrated and organized. We'll be right back after this. to Red Oak. Lineups being announced now, Eli.
Yep, doing lineups here now, and then we're going to
have the national anthem.
And then get right back into round 2 with the Red Oak Tigers and the Kuemper Catholic Knights.
Yep, senior night introductions will be after round 2. We'll have senior night introductions.
And then we'll get everything rolling.
All right, so you betcha. Looks like we have Red Oak basketball player Max DeVries.
That's good stuff, and that's a great thing. You probably never get to see your teammates or your classmates either wrestle throughout the season because you got a basketball game on the same night, but when you have them both at the same place.
I also see the outstanding freshman player Carson Roeder down there as well coming in.
There we go. That's a good thing to be able to have. And then right after this, you can hop over and go watch some basketball right after.
Yeah, but player introductions being made. So, again, the lineup, and now we're going to have the national, after player introductions, we'll have the national anthem. Then we're going to get back to round 2 through this mandated break. Correct, Eli? To get through that, and then senior night.
Well, who do you got this weekend? Chiefs or the Ravens? That's one thing that I keep hearing. I can't stand either, but
I know. I think the Ravens. I think they're good.
I think they are good, and
the Chiefs now they're good, Eli.
Yeah,
but there's just something that's just a tad bit off this year.
You're right, and then on the NFC side, I'm just sad that my Packers they played a better game than San Francisco, and you end up losing that one. But
who do you have in that game?
I want Detroit. I mean, NFC North. They've waited a long time.
How long has it been for Detroit?
Well, it was the first time ever that Detroit won the NFC North.
Okay, here's the next one for you, Eli. You and I had this conversation, I think, last weekend.
Okay.
Harbaugh.
He left.
He left Michigan.
He's at the Chargers.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I thought, I was kind of shocked. I'm not going to lie. I figured Michigan would have came out with this deal you just can't resist. But at the same time, here's my philosophy. I know there's probably some Michigan fans out there, and I deal with plenty of them for some reason in Sydney. But I really think that he wants to get away from these allegations of this whole scandal.
Yeah.
Go to the NFL, and it's over.
We're going to have our national anthem, Eli, so I want to step away, and we will be back after this.
Trivia question one day.
Mr. Vern Olson, I'm going to bring a radio back. We have our online folks. I don't know if you could hear that online, but
you might. But there needs to be a trivia. How many national anthems has Vern Olson? How many has he performed? It's a performance.
He might get 2 in tonight because he'll go over to the.
That might be it.
I tell you though, Vern has it dialed in.
He does.
I mean, he nails it every single time. It's amazing.
He does. That would be one heck of a trivia question. See how many times he has performed the national anthem at a Red Oak sporting event. That might be something to find out here in the future. But here we go. Back to the wrestling here. The Kuemper Catholic Knights.
Red Oak in round number 1, Eli. It was Red Oak and AHSTW. Red Oak comes out on top 39-24 in that opening round.
Yes, and then now we have here for the Red Oak Tigers at 165. We're going to get things started here. It's going to be Baz Clear as senior and Tate Barrett, I think, or Barrett. They just did the announcements. I should have been able to listen, but that's going to be happening here for the Knights at 165 here just momentarily once we get track wrestling going and get things started.
And it's time to get back at it here.
So we'll
start at 165.
Barrett and I'm losing my spine.
Baz Clear.
And Baz Clear, yes.
Yeah.
I got so many highlights.
Yeah, everything's so it doesn't stand out here, right, Eli?
Yes, that's right. Barrett and Clear Going to be taking it on here at 165. They're grabbing their ankle bands. Baz Clear and Barrett of Kuemper Catholic. They're going to shake hands here at the center, have their ankle bands on, getting ready to go. Shake hands and let's wrestle. 2 minutes on the clock. Collar tie from Barrett. Just tapping here on the head. Clear. Now goes to an outside single as Barrett snatches this outside single. Trying to be able to cut it off in front and will get the takedown for 2. Barrett leads over Clear 2-0 to start off this first period at 165. Now goes into a bear claw ride to cinch in a leg and will here on this left side. Now going to try to roll the hips over of Clear. Gets this in this half Nelson. Clear needs to be able to fight this off. Barrett trying to be able to squeeze this thing in tight, and he's got it locked in here pretty tight. That's going to be a fall. If not, it's going to be close here, but nice job from Clear trying to be able to redirect his legs. Going to be 3 swipes at least. Now Barrett trying to be able to fight out of this. Clear needs to be able to keep separation, keep having a tough bridge. He's close to being able to punch through and continue on this. Matt needs to be able to, now his arm's getting trapped with a minute left here in this first period. Barrett with a lot of time. Clear needs to be able to get his arm and punch through here. Keep that leg. Post it up. No, and then Barrett's able to readjust himself here. Nice job from Barrett, and there's going to be the fall. And those shoulders just tap, and that's going to be the fall. Nice job from Barrett. Was able to readjust. Clear was pretty close to being able to punch him through under that, but will not, and that's going to be 6 points on the board here for the Knights. We're going to move on now to 175. Let's see if I can get the names down here.
So Johnson for Red Oak, and at 175 it's Rodert.
We're going to find out here in a second. Yep, Rodert and Johnson going here now at 175. Johnson of Red Oak and Rodert of the Knights. Now we're going to have a 2-on-1 here. For Johnson, breaks out of it. Rodert now goes himself into a 2-on-1. Now trying to grab up on the triceps. Now goes down to a snatch single. The Knight, and goes right down to his back. Nice job from Rodert with a tough finish. Going to get a takedown for 2. Now we're here on the edge of the mat. Now Rodert trying to be able to lift this, sneak his head. That's a move that you don't tell your wrestlers, hey, reach back for a head. Right there, the head was kind of hanging, and Johnson was trying to be able to go for it. But Rodert knows where he's at and goes out of bounds. Chop and jam again here for Rodert. Trying to lock this up on an arm bar, goes into a spiral ride. Johnson trying to be able to turn himself in. Johnson's able to get up his feet and will. Going to be escape now, leads here. Rodert does 2-1 over Johnson. Collar tie on the right side for Rodert. Onto a wrist is Johnson trying to pull this into his chest, trying to slide this by. Heavy on the head is both these guys. They break out of the tie with a minute left here in the first period. Again, in on a wrist here. Collar tie on the right side. Inside collar tie for Johnson. Rodert doing a good job owning the center of the mat here, pushing Johnson straight back. Needs to be able to circle back in. Might be getting a stall call here soon if he doesn't find a way to circle back in. Rodert does a good job of just dominating here on the edge. Collar tie from Johnson. Trying to roll his wrist back out, but a nice grip here from Rodert. Staying in tight, underhook now on the left side for Johnson. Straight on shot here for Rodert. Here on the edge of the mat, Johnson does a good job. Needs to be able to bounce the head on the mat. Now gets to a front headlock position. Now going to a head in the hole. Needs to be able to bring this back down to the mat. Needs to keep Rodert on the mat. And they're going to break out of it. And it's a great position for Johnson, but that's where you got to be able to bounce this head, bounce his face off the mat, and work your way around. 5 seconds left here in this first period. Rodert leads here 2-1. Shot attempt here from Johnson. Now goes to a front head. 1 second left here. Can't get anything up and won't. Close to getting 2 points. Wrestle tough here all the way till the edge. Now they're going to go into the second period. It's going to be Rodert's choice. Rodert's going to defer. And I guess, and Rodert it was Johnson's choice. Johnson deferred. Rodert's choice. And Rodert was wanting to go down, but coach over there was telling him, hey, let's go on our feet. So they go on their feet here. 2-1 is the score. Now goes a straight-on double here from Rodert. Knows he's close to being able to take him down. Johnson needs to just keep his hips back, shove the head down, keep his head trapped underneath. But Rodert does a good job now stepping up, needs to be able to hit a corner. Johnson does a good job now getting him flat, needs to be able to shove this head, has a leg locked in. going for a crossface, trying to work his way around, is going to get 2 points for the takedown. Nice job from Johnson. You know, it was cinched in pretty tight there for Roeder, keeping good pressure forward, but couldn't hit the corner. Johnson was able to trap his head underneath, and they might blow the whistle here to fix this headgear, but, you know, Johnson should keep moving. Oh, and right there, too, and Johnson had a chance, you know, kind of throws the legs in and tries to suck back and would have had some back points, but when the whistle blew, would be able to fix this headgear.
Minute 14 remaining in the second.
And Johnson's still in control.
Johnson up 3-2.
Johnson now will cover Roeder. Minute 14, like Aaron said, left in the second period. Chop and jam here up to his feet is Roeder. Now going for a suck back as Johnson needs to be able to slip and a half to get some back points, but Roeder does a good job catching in on the foot. Needs a half here, but Roeder does a good job keeping separation, circling his way out of it. Now has the foot peeled out, but Johnson tries to slip in the foot on the other side. You can't really run a half when your foot's on the other side like that. Hips are back, and now trying to be able to get this turn. That's going to be some swipes. Oh, close. Gets one, but couldn't get another. Now has a Turk locked in. Going to get 2 swipes. Nice job from Johnson. Gets 3 swipes. Going to have 2 points on the board. Now he's going to lead here 5-2 once he gets out of this position. But Roeder's wrestling here tough. Keeps putting pressure in, doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You got to separate. You got to put 2 hands on the foot. You got to bring it back out. But Roeder is just kind of like a backpack on you right now. Just won't leave. Now has a half Nelson worked in, trying to be able to stack this up. But Roeder does a good job getting back to his base. 15 seconds left here in this second period. Roeder trying to slip in another boot again. Now brings him straight back. 8 seconds left here. Now trying to run this half. You know, if I'm Roeder going in the second period, I mean, I don't see. He needs to be careful not slipping a full Nelson there. He's pretty close. You know, I'd go on top. I mean, you just wrote him out for a whole period, but they might go, yeah, I agree with Coach over there. Let's go top. Let's get some more turns. Don't risk going bottom because this kid's pretty lengthy too as well as Roeder.
5-2, Red Oak leads. Now Johnson leads at 175. Here we go with 3.
Now Johnson again trying to be able to cinch these legs in. Now needs to keep his head high, keep a high head. Roeder trying to be able to base up over. Now it's just going to be a tough match here. Tough wrestling from both these guys. Roeder's able to catch Johnson onto his back. Does a good job of slipping his head through. That's going to be close to a fall. I don't know what more you need because I think it's right there. Now trying to keep turning his Roeder. His shoulder's pretty trapped, and that's going to be the fall. You know, Roeder did that exactly how you needed to. You know, he's going for the legs and right off the whistle. Had to be able to catch it. That's going to be a unsportsmanlike for Red Oak. They're going to lose a team point for losing your headgear. You can't throw your headgear like that at the end of the match. And, you know, points like that may come back and bite you. But, you know, you like to say that was Johnson wrestled tough. But, you know, when you know exactly what he's going to do, catches the legs in, pressure back in, and then it's just who's stronger at that point right there.
190 is a forfeit, Eli.
Yeah, and Roeder had a good job of flipping the hips over and gets himself to fall. And there's going to be a forfeit for Red Oak at 190. It's going to be Nolan Perrin and Wiskus. I'm going to venture to say.
At 215.
At 215.
For Kuemper.
No, excuse me.
Kobe Pierce.
Oh, excuse me. I was looking at 190.
That's the 190.
That's who just took the forfeit. Yep. Kobe Pierce and Nolan Perrin.
At 215.
Red Oak here at 215. They're going to shake hands in the middle. And we're going to go. Collar tie here on the right side for Pierce.
And Coach AD Mark Erickson with us. He wants to know about the.
Yeah, he wants to know we got it pulled up on the other side.
Yeah. So I think we're good with that.
Okay,
so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we got a collar tie in again here for Pierce. Perrin trying to be able to circle out at minute 30 left here in this first period. Straight on double leg here for Pierce. Perrin needs to be able to keep wrestling. You know, and it was a good spot there. Way to wrestle tough here on the edge of the mat. They're going to go out of bounds. Still here at the center. Circling here. Minute 15 left in this first period. Collar tie for Perrin here. Now to a 2-on-1. Goes to a nice underhook here on the left side. Minute 5 left here in this first 18-0. Kuemper leads in this duel. A lot of upper body here too at 215 as well. Again, a collar tie. Now Perrin tries to go for a slide by. Nothing comes out of it. 55 seconds left here in this first period. Over and unders. And they're going to break out of it too. 45 seconds left in the first. Still feeling each other out, pummeling inside. Perrin really liking to go upper body, and they're going to go out of bounds. Needs to go onto a wrist too, I think. When he goes to an underhook, gets this underhook, he needs to just throw it straight up through and get yourself your slide by that you've been looking for. 35 seconds left in the first. Still 0-0 is our score. Underhook again on the left side for Perrin. Heavy on the head here. Pierce pummeling in well. Now trying to go for an underhook again. Right when Perrin goes for the underhook, Pierce got to be able to get down on a shot. Perrin needs to stay in a little bit better position. 15 seconds left here in our first period. Again, heavy on the head here is Pierce. 5 seconds. Still circling here at the center of the mat. And a nice job from Perrin trying to be able to slide this by. Pierce does a good job continue to throw a whizzer down and try to be able to hip over. 0.4 left here in this first period.
And that's going to do it for the first, Eli.
And just
tied up at 0.
Yeah, 0 apiece here. Just kind of feeling each other out and pummeling across. It's going to be Perrin's choice. Perrin's going to defer. Pierce will choose bottom.
18-0 in the duel. Kuemper leads.
Perrin's going to cover. Does a great job spinning face here, too, as well for both these wrestlers here. Perrin now go to a bear claw ride, now trying to pick this ankle and try to bring able to put Pierce straight onto his back. Does a good job continuing to move as Pierce still on the edge of the mat. Going to be Perrin to get control. Now, no loss of control yet, so Perrin's still going to have it with a 0-0 match here in the second. Pierce will be on bottom. Perrin will cover. Chop and jam again here for Perrin. Still going on to the wrist, chop and jam again, trying to run him over his knee. Chop and jam again here. Pierce trying to be able to stay in a good solid base. Perrin now gets to a 2-on-1, breaks out of that still. Minute 25 left in this second period. Riding tough here on the hips is Perrin, rolling in a wrist now. Pierce now up, trying to get to a tripod position, but Perrin still stays on top. Perrin now trying to be able to slip in this half. Pierce wrestling tough here and he's going to be able to keep moving his feet, gets an escape for one. Leads here 1-0 with a minute 5 left in the second period. Underhook here on the right side for Pierce. Now breaks out of it. Perrin now going to a collar tie, inside collar tie for Pierce. Wrestling here tough. Perrin, type of wrestler you can see, loves going upper body here, trying to go double unders. Can't get anything out of it. 45 seconds left here in the second period. So both these guys wrestling tough here with a 1-0 lead. Collar tied down to a 2-on-1. Perrin trying to be able to work upper body, and they're going to go out of bounds. You know, Perrin can keep working upper body and make sure he keeps going out. He might be able to get a stall call out of this. You're going to have a blood time, it looks to be, for Perrin. Looks like something on his hand might be blood time to clear this up, but it's still 18-0 is our dual team score. 1-0 lead here for Pierce at our 2:15 bout. And it should be no nosebleed. It just looks like the bee on his hand, just trying to be able to wipe this up quick.
Yep.
And looks like they're going to be able to cut this blood time and get going back out there. Maybe one more for good measure and just make sure you go. And, you know, I was the bleeder back in the day. I mean,
is that right?
It's all over the mat. Yeah, I just got beat up too many times, so I just kept having that blood time. So, but we're going to get back to it here. Looks like maybe throwing a Band-Aid on for Perrin.
It's a knuckle. Looks like he's kind of, broke his knuckle open there a little bit.
Like that. But, again, and over on our other mat, we have Harlan and Harlan Community and AHSTW. That score is 36-24, and that duel so far. Over on our duel here with the Kuemper Catholic Knights and the Red Oak Tigers, 18-0. Looks like blood time is going to be cut. They're going to go back to the center. Coach Podliska always rocking the nice pants here every night. Looking good. Collar tie again on the right side for Pierce, trying to be able to go upper body. Perrin, 25 seconds left in this second period. Now looking to be able to go down for a leg. No, nothing there. I thought he would be changing elevations, but going to stay with this upper body. 15 seconds left here in the second period. Right there on the edge of the mat, Pierce just lowered his elevation and was able to get his hips inside. If that was on the center of the mat, it was definitely going to be a takedown. Now Perrin trying to be able to go upper body again here. 5 seconds left in this second period, and it looks like it's going to be it for the second. We got a delivery here too as well, Aaron. Need Advil and pizza? That's what I'm thinking too. So,
all right.
Now we're going to go on into the the third period here. 1-0 score, 18-0 is a dual score. Perrin's choice. Perrin's going to choose bottom. Now trying to be able to tripod up, needs to be able to get an escape here. Nice job from Pierce trying to be able to keep this pressure forward. Keep Perrin down on the mat. Perrin's got to be able to keep his head high, keep moving, keep wrestling. Tripod back up into a knee slide was what Perrin's got to do, but for Pierce, just keep applying this pressure forward. Here, you got to keep wrestling, though, on the edge of the mat. Not going to get that restart. Building his base back up. Perrin now gets a tripod up. Pierce just needs to know where he's at, but it's going to let Perrin go. 1-1 now is our score here at 2:15. Collar tie for Pierce. Upper body again here for Perrin. 1 minute left in this third period. Collar ties again, 2-on-1, wrist shot fake from Perrin. You know, the only shot we've really seen came from Pierce. Just lowered his elevation on the edge of the mat. Someone's got to be able to go for that chance here soon. 50 seconds left here. Inside collar tie. Now Perrin goes to a low outside single, and they're going to wrestle off on the edge of the mat. 47 seconds left here in this third period. This is a big match here for Red Oak too as well to stay alive more in this duel.
18-0 is the score in the duel, Eli.
Yep, and 1-1 here still at 2:15. Inside collar tie for Pierce on this left side. Now interlocked on the fingers. Got to be able to break out of that. 30 seconds left in the match. Perrin trying to be able to find this shot. Has in himself an underhook. Trying to be able to go upper body. Elbow off from Pierce. Great job now here at the center of the mat. Pierce doing a good job owning here on the center. Collar tie on the right side. Still needs to be able to circle. 12 seconds left and a double leg takedown. They're going to go out of bounds. Gosh, close. You know, Pierce did a good job stepping himself right into it, right on the edge of the mat, but both feet came out of bounds. Had that takedown with 10 seconds to go, but we're going to continue to wrestle. Perrin needs to circle in because once you get the overtime, there's another double leg takedown coming from Pierce. 2 seconds left, and they're going to go out of bounds. Going to be close to getting a stall call here. Perrin's got to be able to keep moving. Needs to be able to wrestle. 1.4 seconds left here, and it's going to be overtime. You know, Pierce with 3 really good shots. He's at the edge of the mat. Going to be a 1 minute overtime period at 2:15. And again, you know, Pierce has had some really good shots and staying in good with the hips, but they've been on the outside. Perrin needs to be careful going upper body here. He's got a chance for a snatch single if he can get it. Collar tie again from Perrin. Now Perrin goes on for a straight shot. Pierce tries to go then for the head in the hole. Over-unders here. Now trying to bounce on the edge of the mat. They're going to be out of bounds. And again, that's right, both feet weren't in bounds. The 1 foot was down and in, but you got to be able to keep both feet in bounds. 45 seconds left here at 2:15. Again, collar ties. Pierce has had 4 shots just on the edge of the mat. Perrin's got to be able to find one. 35 seconds left. There's going to be a stall call on Perrin, and I agree. He's got to be able to move inside on the double leg as Pierce. But Perrin cannot lay on his back because, you know, you just gave up 6 points for the team. You gave up and laid on your back. That's something that comes in big because in overtime, it's not just the takedown. You keep wrestling if you're on your back, and instead of 3, you give up 6. And, you know, Coach Potliska doesn't look too happy. And I would agree, it's tough, but now we're going to move on. Well, I mean, great match out of both those guys.
Went into overtime, Eli.
Yeah, went into overtime, but you always just got to remember, you got to be able to keep wrestling in every situation. So from 2:15, we'll now go to 2:85.
Yep.
With Schreiber and let's see the name.
I think it'll be Dial.
Lucas Dial, both freshmen. Looks like they're going to clean something up on the mat. Lucas Dial and Jared Shriver.
Kuemper leads 24 to 0.
Oh, so they're going to be wrestling some JV matches right away after this duel finishes for AHSTW and Harlan.
Okay.
But looks like here we're going to be at heavyweight at 285. It's going to be Shriver and Dial. And hopefully we get some blood cleaned up out there and we can get ready to wrestle at 285. And remember, we started at 165. And the last duel of the night for it will be Harlan and the Red Oak Tigers. They're going to get ready to get things going here. Everything's checked. 24-0. Kuemper leads. Collar tie on the right side. Now going down to a leg is Dial. Upper body here and then throws Shriver right to his back. Shriver trying to be able to fight hard off his back. Needs to be able to keep moving his hips over. And Dial's able to get the fall at 285. It's going to be 6 more points here on the board.
So, Eli, the announcement was we're going to have some JV matches immediately following here, right?
Correct. So they're going to start these JV matches right here pretty quick on the orange mat, looks to be. But we're going to move on now to 106. Ostaf is going to take the forfeit at 106. And then Ramos for Red Oak 2 as well will take, never mind, they're going to be open as well. It's going to be a double forfeit at 113. And then it's going to be at 120, Hoffman looks like he'll take the forfeit for the Knights. And then we'll get into 126. And we started this duel at 165. So there goes Hoffman taking the forfeit at 120. And then we'll move on to 126 with Lamb and Neppel. I'm guessing they sent out 2, but I'm venturing to say that it's going to be Neppel that will go out and wrestle for the Knights. Oh, well, Neppel, they're actually going to be open at 126 too as well. It's going to be Gussman of Red Oak going on against Hoyt of the Kuemper Knights at 132. Gussman and Hoyt will be going at 132, and then we'll have about 4 matches left in our duel here with the Knights.
So, Eli, quick check-in over in the orange gym. At the end of the first quarter, it's AHSTW 12, Red Oak 3. 12-3 AHSTW. That's in varsity girls play. That's going right across the hall here from us, so that's what's going on over there. All right, back at it here, Eli.
They're going to shake hands in the middle and get going here after a great first match, too, from Gussman. I was pretty impressed with the way he's been able to wrestle here so far tonight. See if he continues on here in this second match with Hoyt of Kuemper. 42-5 is going to be our score because of the unsportsmanlike conduct. So they're already, because of the unsportsmanlike conduct early on, so they just minus the 1 point right after the first win. Outside signal here coming from Gussman. Needs to be able to keep circling to a foot. Right here, wrestling tough on the edge of the mat. Needs to be able to, now he's going to redirect and turn himself in, but Hoyt's got Gussman locked in a cradle, but nice job from Gussman to keep a high head and continue to wrestle. Needs to be able to turn the corner or wrap around the other side. It's going to be pretty close. That's got to be 2 points right there. And it's going to have Hoyt right onto his back, and it's going to get 2 swipes too as well. 4-0 is our lead. A 4-point move practically pretty much there for Gussman. 55 seconds left here in this first period. Hoyt to be able to stand up to his feet, trying to be able to break these hands off, ride the surfboard, and a nice back trip right to his back. Gonna get 2 swipes. Very impressive from Gussman. Was able, just gets this back trip right into a standing tilt. He's gonna have 6 points here to start on the board. Very impressive right there.
42-5. Kuemper with the lead here.
Gussman's going to cover on Hoyt. Stand straight up, and again, watch this tilt again. Right there, nice job, back trip there from Gussman. Now looking for a ball and chain with 30 seconds left here, leading this 6-0. Hoyt trying to be able to fight these hands off here. 2-on-1 grip here. Pressure in forward. A little high here is Gussman trying to be able to redirect himself. Now up to his feet is Hoyt, and Hoyt's going to be able to get the escape for one. Now the score is here 6-1. 10 seconds left here in this first period. Gussman leads. Collar tie on the right side for Gussman. Now looking for an elbow off is Hoyt. Bounces the head. Nice job from Gussman. Going to get takedown for 2 points. Keeps both knees in. Nice job. He's going to get 2 near fall too as well. Nice job from Gussman. Just you keep wrestling tough on the edge of the mat. And with seconds to spare, he's able to get a takedown and a couple swipes. Leads now here 10-1.
All right, Eli, here we go for second period.
Now it's
like you said, Gussman.
It's just been impressive here so far tonight, having a good night of wrestling. Now 10-1 with our lead here. Collar tie on the right side. Hoyt's choice. Hoyt chooses neutral. Now in on a wrist. Now Hoyt trying to be able to get on a wrist. Gussman trying to pull this in. Now goes in a wrist on the other side. Still has a good job keeping head to head. Nice shot faked from Gussman. Collar tie on the right side. Pressure in here from Gussman. Hoyt trying to be able to pressure back and get in good position. 30 seconds off the clock. Minute now 25 left here in the second. Straight on double leg here from Hoyt. Trying to be able to turn the corner. Good hip here from Gussman. Now a nice job from Hoyt. Whizzer attempt here from Gussman. Now trying to neck just a cow catcher over from Gussman. Does a good job. Just uses his strength. Uses a get the cow catcher over. Now Hoyt trying to be able to fight off on the edge of the mat. Going to be some more swipes. Going to be a takedown for 2 and 3 near fall. Now 15-1 is our score. You almost need to just be able to get a turn here or cut him. 15 is the tech fall. Trying to be able to get a mat return here. Standing switch attempt here from Hoyt. Gussman now onto a leg. Gets to a crossface. 55 seconds left here with a 15-1 lead. Looking for another turn here to be able to finish this thing off. And another great job from Gussman to be able to get a tilt. Now needs to be able to finish it right on the back. That's exactly what you need to be able to do here. Try to keep him on his back. Get the 6 points instead. Keep scooting the head. Still in the position here that they're wrestling. Hasn't been able to give anything up. And that's going to be the 3 near fall and the tech fall for Gussman. You know, an impressive match. Just keeps the pace high. Keeps wrestling in tough position. This kid has shown a lot of growth from last year to now, and it's very impressive to watch.
That was a good match for him right there, Eli.
Yeah, it's a very good match, and just continues to wrestle tough and gets himself the tech fall. Now with a 42-10 lead, Kuemper has over Red Oak, and we're going to go now into 138. It's going to be Kyler Sandholm of Red Oak. Looks like he's going to be going up against Jake Smith of the Knights.
All right. 42-10 is our score as we headed to 138. Sandholm on the mat for the Tigers.
We're going to shake hands here at the middle. Sandholm, one of those wrestlers, too. Just he's never out of it, just with the funk he's got. But Smith does a good job trying to lean in. The straight on double leg, but Sandholm again is going to have this cow catcher locked up. Now goes to a pass by here, just throws it by. Shucks it by, going to get a takedown for 2, and then lets up Smith. 2-1. Now a single leg here from Sandholm. Nice crossface, but it keeps onto the arm here as Sandholm then switches over, crosses the feet, able to get another takedown for 2. Now going into a Turk. Sandholm keeping this pressure in forward. 4-1 here is our score. Now looking for an arm bar, trying to slip this in. Has an arm bar, trying to be able to look for this wrist or be able to plant this shoulder. Needs to be able to just keep it legal here. You know, Smith trying to be able to fight this off. Nice job from Sandholm. Just runs this straight on over. Now going to sit through, get himself a fall, or he's going to let Smith back out. It's got to be now 7-1. Sandholm has himself the arm bar, then lets him up. 7-2. Now's our score. Now a reshot's got to be coming here from Sandholm. 45 seconds left here in this first period. Collar tie on the right side for Sandholm. Pretty dominant here tonight as well. Some really good shots. Gets some back points, some near fall too as well. Now tries to go down to an ankle pick, but Smith redirects. Now a Superman dunk here coming from Sandholm. Pretty smooth. Gets himself a takedown for 2. Now leads here 9-2 with 22 seconds left in the first period. Cross wrist ride here. Now goes trying to be able to get himself into a tilt. Needs to be able to hit this again here. Get his leg unstuck. Try to hit one here real quick with 10 seconds left in the first. Trying to be able to turn over, but Smith doing a good job extending himself out with the length that he has.
That's going to do it for the first period, Eli.
Yeah, nice job from Sandholm, staying pretty consistent on top two as well. Going to be Smith's choice. Smith's going to defer. Sandholm's going to choose bottom. Smith will cover, chop and jam on the right side. Sandholm right to his feet, trying to be able to stand right back up. Now throwing in the leg, now going for the guillotine. Sandholm staying in a good spot here. Needs to be able to keep his hips high. Keep the hips high, keep wrestling tough, get some hand control. Now a crossbody. Now Sandholm's able to snatch onto this arm. Now needs to just keep swimming for the head. Swims for the head and going to put Smith right onto his back, exactly how you drew it up.
There
and a nice job from Sandholm to be able to get the fall. Now we're going to move on here. Nice job from Sandholm. Wrestled tough that whole way through. And now we're going to go into 144.
42-16 is the score. Lorette for the Tigers.
And Klein for the Knights. Joshua Lorette as senior going up against Klein of the Knights, a sophomore at 144. They're going to get things ready to go here. Shake hands in the middle. Lorette and Klein. Shake hands and we're off. Collar tie now. Lorette trying to get into a Russian tie here. Collar tie on the right side. Trying to lower his elevation. Nothing out of it here. Minute 45 left. Russian tie again for Lorette. Trying to lock this thing up, bring pressure in forward, and get himself in on a good angle. Nice job. Sets himself up an outside singles. Lorette trying to be able to finish the shot and will. Nice job from Lorette. Just stays consistent, stays tough there. Uses that Russian tie to be able, and they're going to go out of bounds. Uses that Russian tie, pressures in, and extends himself and pulls it in. Right when he creates that angle, gets a great takedown as Lorette. Going to blow off the whistle here. Chop and jam again, stopping the first move of Klein. Now looking to be able to, he's got a cross body here, now trying to be able to thread the needle, get in an arm bar. And, he's got a chance to be able to stack him if he wants it. Just runs that over his knee. Minute left here in this first period. Now needs to be able to extend back. Just bring it straight back. He can hit the JJ right here if he can just roll through, and does. Nice job from Lorette. Hits himself on the JJ. And now trying to be able to sip an arm through, cover across his face, and now needs to sit back. He needs to put pressure back here and try to be able to get the fall. It's going to be pretty close. His arm's kind of trapped inside there. Nice job here from Klein trying to be able to fight this out, but that's got to be close to the fall. Right there is going to be a nice job from Lorette to be able to get the fall. That's smooth. He throws in the leg, gets himself in on the JJ, rolls through, and is able to get himself a fall for Red Oak and trying to be able to close the gap here on this duel.
All right.
And now we're going to go into 150. It's going to be Jackson Terry going up against Haven Holst of Kuemper Catholic.
Looks like just about halftime in varsity girls play, and it's AHSTW over Red Oak 20-12. So taking place over across the hall.
So now we got Holst of the Kuemper Knights going up against Jackson Terry. Terry, headgear falls off right after the get-go. He's to be able to readjust, and then they're going to go back to the middle here at 150. Tap and go here from Terry. Now goes to a front head and arm. Tries to be able to bounce the head here. Now goes to a nice ankle pick. Great job. Just keeps his arm. Just keep your arm extended through and go for a half. But Terry's going to let up Holst. 2-1 is our score. Outside single coming from Terry. Works it up. Works through. Climbs the tree up. Now goes to backside of the body. Nice dump just right off the bat. Great job from Terry. Traps the arm. Just gets his arm behind. Hits himself on the seatbelt. Then a nice back trip. to a nice finish. Leads now here 4-2. Let's up Holst. Again, another shot here. Whizzer down is Holst. Limp arm out is Terry, or just go for this head and try to be able to finish this thing off in a cradle. Knees need to just come down. Right here is going to be close to the fall. Nice job there from Terry. Wrestled pretty good. Couple really good finishes. Nice job there from Terry to keep moving, gets himself the fall. Now we're going to go into our last match here in this duel at 157. And it looks like, I don't know if Red Oak is sending anybody or not. Well, yeah, they are over there on the side. I'm guessing so. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I don't think Purdue.
I don't think so, Eli.
It looks like Red Oak's going to be open and not send anybody out. So that's going to be it here for this duel tonight. And that could be, I'm sure they're going to see each other this weekend, I'm guessing as well. But that's going to be it for this duel, 48-28 for the Red Oak Tigers and the Kuemper Catholic Knights. We got one more duel to go, and we're going to be right here in just a minute after senior night, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we're going to have senior night. We'll be back. Junior varsity wrestling, we'll be right back after this. On KCSI, Aaron West, Eli Bells, and we are having some recognition now, Eli, let me give you a quick rundown of what has happened. Round number one, it was Red Oak and AHSTW. Red Oak with the victory, 39-24. It was Kuemper over Red Oak, 48-28 in round number two. bit of a break taking place here. We have our youth night recognition that is taking place over on the other side. If you're on our YouTube channel, you can see the young folks standing over there and kind of with their back to us. We're on the opposite side of the gym for that. But then there will be senior night recognition upcoming tonight as well. Actually, that's going to take place here pretty quick. Basketball over in the Orange Gym, AHSTW is up over the Tigers in the second quarter in that game at the moment. We'll continue to keep an eye on that game. Again, 48-28 was the score, and next up, Eli, will be Red Oak and Harlan. That'll be the final of the night, right?
Yeah, that'll be the final duel here of the night, and it goes by pretty quick when
there are a lot of opens.
When there's a lot of opens and a lot of pins that are happening, and it flies by pretty quick.
Now that said, it may take a little longer for some of these coming up.
That's right, and then it looks like we're going to have senior night coming on right now. They're announcing some junior wrestlers, some youth wrestlers, and then on to senior night.
Yeah, I see a lot of photos.
Yep.
People snapping photos, waving, hey, look over here. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
You probably have some of those photos, don't you, Eli?
Yeah, that's right. And I was one of them here for a while. Now it's different seeing those kids. Didn't seem too long ago, but you know what it was.
Yeah,
so.
Slips right by, that's for sure.
That's right.
So we're going to take a break. Again, hang with us. We have Red Oak and Harlan upcoming. A couple of activities taking place here in the gym. Youth night, Spirit Leader night, and senior night. We still have senior night activities to take place. We'll be back after this. Thanks for joining us. Again, the last duel there, Kuemper over Red Oak 48-28. We'll be right back after this. To Red Oak. Again, senior night activities going to take place now. We're kind of getting set for that. I'll tell you about our senior night activities as we get underway here. And senior night, Baz Clear, the first senior to be recognized here this evening. Baz is the son of Carmen Clear and Gary Clear. He's been involved in football, wrestling, and golf after high school. His plans are to continue playing football and or wrestle in college and go to college for welding. It's Baz Clear for the Red Oak Tigers. And I apologize. We do not have the best angle for that. We're across the gym. I apologize. Abigail Johnson, the daughter of Aaron and Christy Johnson, has been involved in tennis, National Honor Society, FFA, Student Council, dance, mini singers, varsity choir, student director for plays and musicals, and has been our wrestling manager. After high school, Abigail plans to double major in anthropology and forensic science. That's Abigail Johnson. Joshua Lorette is the son of Brian and Dawn Lorette. Joshua's been involved in cross country, wrestling, soccer, and tennis. He's in band, choir, musicals, mini singers, and school plays. Joshua is a member of the National Honor Society and Student Council. He's also a member of the Elks Antlers program and the Grant Spitfires 4-H Club. After high school, Joshua will study engineering at Central College in Pella. Joshua Lorette. Also, we have Josie McCunn. Josie is the daughter of Jason and Naomi McCunn. She's been involved in cross country, wrestling, softball, FFA, National Honor Society, and 4-H. After graduation, she plans to study physical therapy. That's Josie McCunn. Those are your Red Oak Tiger senior wrestlers, Eli.
Yep, and like that, too. Look, Josie will have her state trying to be able to make it to state here starting tomorrow at Sioux City as well. And then Hawkeye 10 starts this weekend for the boys. And what a fast 4 years it goes by, but it's slowly coming down to an end. You want to be able to end it the right way, too, as well. But congratulations to all those seniors.
Absolutely. That's one of those things, you wrestle and you participate in sports and you feel like it's just going to go on forever, but then the next thing you know, it's senior night. your super regionals tomorrow in Sioux City. I mean, it's just amazing how quickly it zips right by.
It is pretty unbelievable, and college went by even faster, and it's.
And now you have a real job, and you're
it's weird. I'll never get out of.
Now you're gainfully employed, Eli. And
I'll just never. I was joking around that with Allie too. I was like, I'll never get out of school. So, and that's a good thing. It's fun to enjoy. But congratulations to these seniors too as well on a great successful year. But we want to be able to keep that journey on. It ended at either Iowa City or over at Wells Fargo in Des Moines.
There you go. All right, let's take a quick break here, Eli. Senior night, wrapping up with some photos and that sort of thing. We're going to step away. We'll be back with wrestling after this.
And we're here, going to be at 175. Looks like it's going to start with an open with Andrew Johnson, who will take the open at 175. And we'll go on to 190, and it looks like Harlan is open as well. And I'm pretty sure that Red Oak is open too, so it's going to be a double forfeit. And then we're going to go to 215. Needs to be able to report, and I don't know if Harlan has a 215 either.
Good thing I had the camera on the wrong spot.
Oh,
sorry about that.
That's all right, though.
No, we didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
Eli.
we didn't miss him. We didn't miss the match yet, so we're good to go. But we're waiting here to, I guess, to report. And I don't know. I don't think Harlan has a 190.
So, Eli, this will be the final duel of the night. There'll be probably, some junior varsity after this?
Correct. I'm guessing there might be some junior varsity after this, and should be a pretty quick duel. But it looks like at 215 that they're going to have Oliver Dykes go out and take the forfeit. And I'm guessing they're going to bump Perrin to heavyweight.
That's what it looks like they're doing, yep.
And they're going to bump Perrin to heavyweight. And now they're going to send out Spray.
Harlan 285, Austin Spray.
And Austin Spray of Harlan against Nolan Perrin, bumped up, gets that, just takes the free points, and then going to have Perrin go out and wrestle at heavyweight, bumps up a weight, and it's going to be Spray and Perrin. They're going to get ready to go here. Spray, a junior, Perrin, a junior as well.
Did they typically put that on their
you know, sometimes with the
I think
with the
with
the bigger kids, that's something that might happen. And Spray comes out right away, tries to throw Perrin onto his back, and Perrin does a good job of staying in good pressure. Spray comes out like a freight train, trying to be able to football tackle right over on Perrin, but Perrin does a good job staying in a good position. Now trying to wrap up this arm bar here and try to run this through. Needs to be able to bring this to his chest. You know, Spray with a pretty big weight advantage.
He's a big boy, Eli.
Yes, and now comes over across with the butcher's Perrin, trying to be able to run this over. Needs to be able to take his time with this and cinch this back. He's got plenty of time on the clock, and there's going to be some swipes. Now Spray trying to be able to fight his way out of this. Spray's both knees are in, so the fall is still eligible here too as well.
Perrin up 2-zip.
Have 3 near fall. Now Spray trying to be able to fight off his back. Perrin trying to settle in on the hips. No fall yet. Once that touches, there'll be the fall, but nothing here yet. Spray trying to be able to continue to fight. It's got to be pretty close, I could imagine. 50 seconds left here. Still the 3 near fall. Trying to be able to settle the hips back down. And there's going to be the fall for Perrin.
There it is. Nolan Perrin. Look at that.
Yes, great job from Perrin, you know. Did a good job of just being able to stay calm, stay in a good position, and Perrin was able to go out there and get himself the fall at heavyweight. Now we'll go into 106. It looks like Sandquist of Harlan and Osthoff of Red Oak at 106. I'm guessing we're going to be having a match there.
It looks like we're going to, Eli. Here we go.
And we will. We're going to have 2 freshmen, Osthoff and Sandquist, at 106. Our first match at 106 here for the night.
Red Oak leads 18-0.
It's a good start off for the duel for the Tigers. They're going to go out to the middle, shake hands. Sandquist of Harlan and Osthoff of Red Oak. Sandquist doing a good job trying to be able to get in on the leg quick, and will get to take down here on Osthoff, trying to run this wrist over, pressure in. Now going over, just trying to stay on his toes. Osthoff's going to be able to try to explode to get back up to his feet. Nice job from Sandquist to be able to lift this ankle, break the base back down. Now trying to run this half and pick this ankle and run Osthoff straight to his back. Osthoff trying to be able to fight and break through. Sandquist now looking to be able to go for a reverse half, and will get that reverse half. But Osthoff is fighting pretty hard, but Sandquist trying to be able to settle in, and looks like he's going to be able to get close. But no, Osthoff does a good job fighting off his back, but then Sandquist comes right back, has this one locked in here pretty tight. Osthoff trying to be able to fight, and there is going to be the fall.
There it is.
Sandquist did a good job, readjusting, stayed, continue on the half, kept running the pressure forward, and was able to get the fall over Osthoff at 106. And we'll go to 113 with Jesse Jens of Harlan, and I'm thinking Red Oak might be open at 13 and 20 and 26. So we're not going to wrestle all the way until 32.
That'd be Gussman?
That'd be Gussman, yes.
I see Gussman has his headgear on over there. And
so, yeah, Gussman at 32, I think, is the next. Red Oak's supposed to send, but there's...
Got to have a couple forfeits here.
It looks like, I think, Red Oak, or... Yep, there's going to be the forfeit for... Yep, there's going to be the forfeit there at 113. And then I think Spencer Fink is going to take the forfeit at 120. And then we'll go to 126, and Ransom will take the forfeit too as well. And there's going to be a forfeit for Red Oak, and then we're going to go to 126, and Ransom will take a forfeit for Harlan. And at 132, or Gusman, excuse me, will go at 132. And it's just the wait time like you think.
Yes.
You never know who's going to be going out, but I promise you wrestling's going to be happening shortly.
You know, all the opens, Eli, and then just like that last with shifting in some weights there, pairing up to 285 and the names. It gets to be a challenge keeping up with that.
It does get to be a challenge, and that's just it. Yeah, that's why I keep this one ear open and try to be able to listen in. But so we're gonna go.
Looks like we'll be here at 132, Eli.
Let's make sure I get the names right here. I'm gonna listen in and see if they bumped anybody or not, because they very well could have from 32. Yep. So they're gonna bump from 26. Ramos is going to wrestle Gooseman.
Ramos or Ransom?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Ransom.
Yeah.
I've got a Ramos on my team. I think I saw the R.
It's
It said the Ramos, but yes, Ransom.
Ransom and Gooseman.
And
Gusman.
Oh,
Ransom and Gusman.
So yeah.
What are we talking about over here, Eli, with the coaches?
So I think they're trying to see what he weighed in at. So you can bump up one weight class. But you got to be – so he bumped up the weight class, and they're checking the sheet to see what Ransom weighed in at. And on here, obviously ours is not certified at 26. And I'm trying to think if Redo Cad to send first. And I bet they're checking weigh-in sheets to see who is who.
Eli, while we're doing this, let's see if I can grab a score. It's 28 in varsity girls play, 28-18 AHSTW, and I believe they are in the third.
Gotcha.
In varsity girls. Here we go.
Good. So it's going to be Ransom and Gooseman here at 132. They bumped up from 126 straight on double leg here from Gooseman. Now just looking for a half.
Gusman.
Excuse me, Gusman. That's I can say it every which way. Gusman now goes into an armbar, does a great job, gets two near fall. That questionable to be through, but Gusman does a great job again, just straight on double leg, trying to keep pressure now forward here on Ransom. Gusman again, going with a head lever, pressure down, trying to sink in on an armbar. And now he's going to hit himself, try to get through a tilt. But nothing comes out of it. Leads here 4-0. Gusman over Ransom. Ransom set. Gusman will cover. Chop and jam. Switch attempt here from Ransom. Gusman now going to a crossbody ride here. Goes into a crossbody ride now to a tight waist. Now throwing in a boot here on the left side, throwing in a leg. Ransom tries to be able to elbow down hard, needs to keep it tight, keep the hand tight to his waist, and does. Gusman now needs to be able to sink his hips back, punch the arms out, punch the arms forward, just like that. That was perfect. Now needs to be able to continue a tough right on top, looking for a half. Ransom bringing his elbows in, now rolling in a wrist. Is Gusman now picks up the leg and runs a half and gets him close over to his back. Needs to be able to just readjust, step through. 27 seconds left. Still parallel here. Needs to be able to now sink the hips back, keep this arm pressure. No back points rewarded yet. Now needs to take this other hand. And honestly, if needs to just run a ball and chain, yeah, that's perfect. Run this ball and chain and get yourself a tilt and at least get some swipes. Gusman doing a great job there. Just sees the opportunity, now trying to flat this out and won't get the fall. But now leads 7-0. Did a great job of just, I'm not being able to get this turned over. But you know what? I'm going to go for a ball and chain tilt. Gets the ball and chain tilt. Realizes where he's at on the mat. Good mat awareness. What's been given to him. Now leads here 7-0. Gusman will take bottom here in this second. 7-0 lead. Chop and jam here from Ransom. Good switch attempt. Keeps moving the hips. Nice job. Now trying to go straight into a half. Pretty close to it. Going to get himself a reversal. Now goes for a head in the hole cradle. Trying to run Ransom straight over to his back. Nothing rewarded yet. Now going to lock in this leg. Needs to extend himself a little bit or keep running this to his knee. You know, if he's going to lock up, that's fine, but now you got to be able to break this lock in here because Ransom's kind of in a good spot. There's going to be a one swipe. I would just, redirect here. Gusman needs to stay on this crossface. Maybe can slip in a leg and try to be able to go for a Turk. Ransom trying to be able to fight hard, but a mean crossface here coming from Gusman. Now goes to a crossface cradle. Gets it locked up. We've seen this suicide here before, but again, Ransom gets the high, has the higher head. Now trying to pull back. Gusman does a great job of staying in control, you know, staying behind the arm, staying behind the waist. That's just the fundamental stuff that you see out of a good wrestler like this. 9-0 is our lead. Again, trying to be able to run a stack here. Nothing rewarded yet. Now going back to a ball and chain tilt. 40 seconds left here in this second period. 24-18. Harlan leads over the duel. Gusman now trying to go crossbody here, and then he's got him pretty flat here. It's going to be close on the edge of the mat. Going to get some more swipes. Going to get at least 3 more. Now trying to be able to make this flat. Bring this arm back. Has the legs locked in. 16 seconds left here in this second period. Now is going to settle the hips back down. Just go for a half. Now has a Turk locked up here. Going to have at least 3 near fall. Ransom trying to be able to fight this off. Going to be pretty close to a fall. I would venture to say it's almost there, but it's going to be 3 more near fall. 12-0 is our score. Gusman leads over Ransom. Going to be Gusman's choice. He's going to choose neutral, or he's going to choose top. He just needs 1 turn here to get himself a tech fall. Gusman now will cover. Off the whistle now. Ransom tries to go for a chop and jam. Now trying to slip in this half. Now going for a butcher. Like I said, it's just given to him. Does a great job rolling a wrist forward and keeps this pressure forward. Going to get the turn here. Going to get 1 swipe. Now needs to come back across, either hop sides and run this half or just sink his hips back down. Try to be able to run this butcher. Going to get 2, and there's going to be the tech fall or a pin here. Needs to be able to just stay back and stay tight. Now run this back. There's going to be a fall. That's got to be it right there. I don't know how it's. I mean, it's pretty close. Going to get a tech fall, and that's going to be the 15. 15-0, just another dominant performance there.
Boy, Gusman's had a night, hasn't he?
Gusman has had a night, and it's like I said, the improvement from last year to this year. And like we talked about last week a couple of weeks ago with the body change he went through. I mean, he was wrestling 160. Now he's done a 132, and he's been pretty dominant. And that's a kid that I wouldn't be shocked that's going to be at the state tournament and can make some noise here this year. That's a good kid to be able to watch and just keeps wrestling, has good pressure, really good fundamentals, and just continues to wrestle hard. And so that was the win for Gusman at 132. Then they look to be that I think Mertz took the open at 138.
Yep.
And then Sandholm goes out at 144 and takes the open. And they might be bumping up Lorette to 150.
We'll see, Eli.
I think at 150, Red Oak might be open, or they're going to send Lorette.
Here he goes.
So they're going to send Lorette at 150. He's going to bump him up a weight class. So it looks like they may be bumping up all the way through. So it's going to be Joshua Lorette. And for Harlan at 150, it's going to be Brayton Cooper. I hope I'm right. And here we go. It's 30-24 is our dual score. Right off the whistle, Lorette tries to be able to get himself down to a single leg. Cooper's able to break himself out of it. He's trying to be able to stay tough and wrestle here. Underhook from Lorette, trying to bounce his head on the mat. Needs to be able to bounce Cooper's head on the mat. You know, I've seen Lorette run this cow catcher. Tries to get out in front, but the long limbs of Cooper is able to slip his head out of the back. Headlock here for Lorette if he wants to just throw it. Needs to just continue, just throw it. It's right here. Needs to be able to, nice job from Cooper to keep his pressure. Going to be 2 points for the takedown and out of bounds, you know, and Nice job from Kuemper. Keeps the hips down. Was able to. That's exactly what happens when you get thrown in a headlock. You gotta hunker down, hit the squat position like you're sitting in a chair, bring them straight back, and that's exactly what happened. But Lorette does a good job right off the whistle here. Gets up to his feet and gets ran out of bounds. They're gonna go back to the center. Lorette running back to the middle. Kuemper now will cover here in this first period. Lorette back up to his feet. Trying to be able to, just needs to turn in, whizzer down hard here, and we're at the edge of the mat, and they're going to go out of bounds again. Lorette sprints back to the center circle. Minute 12 left. Kuemper again will cover. That's going to be a caution that they miss, but Lorette's going to be able to try to tripod up. Now goes into a cradle. Lorette now hanging on to this head. Needs to continue to keep rolling and keep the head high. Oh, but a nice job from Kuemper to keep rolling through on the cradle. If Lorette could have just brought his head up, it would have been close, but Cooper's got this locked up here pretty tight on this cradle. Lorette just needs to keep fighting, keep pressure forward. Doesn't need to be able to lift his knees up. He needs to be able to break this lock, punch through just like that. That's exactly what you got to do, and Lorette does. It's going to be a 5-0 lead here, but again, the cradle's still locked up. Lorette needs to hip in, almost roll through. Still going to be the 3 near fall, and there's no change. And the reason why now there's the change, had the same position locked up, still had the same cradle locked up. You can't continue to get back points on that unless you let it go, reposition, and go into a new move. 15 seconds left here in this first period, and it's 5-0 again the lead. Lorette does a good job trying to post this hand through, and if he can come, he's got a neck wrench almost, but he's got his foot trapped here on the left side. And that's going to be the end here of this first period. Pretty entertaining first period.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Lorette's choice, and Lorette's going to choose neutral. I think that's a good spot for Lorette. Starting off in the second period, 5-0. Kuemper leads. Bumped up here at 150. Collar tie here on the right side. Now trying to be able to go down to another collar tie from Kuemper. Hand down on the mat for Lorette. Now has an underhook trying to bounce this head on the mat. Needs to be able to do it quick. Get a bounce and then go. Minute 40 left here in this second period. Underhook here on the left side. Trying to shove the head down as Lorette. Yes, now it's got a front head and arm position and needs to keep wrestling. That's where you bounce the head once, try to get it off the mat, and keep wrestling. And I think Lorette's looking for his inhaler, going to get injury time here.
Yeah.
And he's going to need his inhaler and you get a minute 30 now instead of just a minute. But the injury clock time's over there. Usually you could see it in the other gym, you'd see it. But we've got it right over here. I counted in my head. But on the other duel, it's 12-3 is the duel score. Still they're on heavyweight over there. Still in the heavyweight match. And I think Lorette gets his inhaler, goes back out, injury time's cut, and they're going to go back to the center. Now down to a wrist. Minute 27 left here in this second period. 5-0 is our score. Kuemper leads. Collar tie on the right side for Lorette. Now goes to an underhook. And again, needs to be able to bounce his head. If he can kick through on a slide by too as well, that'd be pretty sweet. But able to circle back out of it. Again, another collar tie. Needs to be able to hike this thing up. Bring it as high as you can go. Throw it by. Or now goes down to a Western front hand and arm position here. And they're going to go out of bounds. 1 minute left here. Tough, gritty match too as well. Kuemper standing in a really good position. The strength showing, elbowing down. Now onto a wrist. Collar tie on the left side for a slide by. Nice job from Lorette. A great slide by. Trips the foot. Pretty slick. But nothing comes out of it. Great job from Kuemper to continue to wrestle. Double unders here for Lorette. That move, he gets himself in a slide by, and then just as he slides him by, back trips. But Kuemper did a great job continuing to wrestle. Even you get caught in positions like that, you continue to wrestle. 30 seconds left here, and it is an exhausting second period for both these wrestlers. Collar tie again. Now goes for the slide by again as Lorette going for a lot of moves. Now needs to bring this down to the mat. Bringing this hand down to the mat. And now needs to be able to circle around. Throw forward. Needs to throw his arm forward. But Cooper's got a 2-on-1 here on the wrist. They're going to go back to center now, front head and arm position. They're going to break out of it. 1 second left, and that's going to be it for the second period. And again, eventful second period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some really good wrestling to be able to continue to keep moving. And I think Lorette might need another injury time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be injury time again. And so he's got his full minute to be able to take this injury time. Well, now he's probably got
it seems to me those first two periods, Eli, very intense.
Correct.
Some of the more intense wrestling we've seen here this evening, actually.
Correct. And it's been pretty solid. And, with a 5-0 match, getting caught on his back. And now I don't know how much injury time Lorette's going to have left, but he's probably got about, I'm going to guess, 20, 25 seconds left. So that's the second time. So the third would definitely be a stall call. So they're going to cut the injury time.
And here we go, Eli. Third period, 5-0. Harlan in the lead.
Yep, so they'll
30-24. Red Oak leads the duel.
So they'll cut the time. Chop and jam here on the left side. Now goes down to a leg. Still in control here. Needs to get a mat return back down the mat. Keep this head. Lock into a cradle, but a nice job from Kuemper. Still in control is Lorette. Now needs to come back and hook this leg. Kuemper doing a good job. Whizzering down hard. Needs to swim for a head. Minute 35 left here in this third period. Might be a stalemate call. I think it's now swim for this head. Nice job from Lorette. Oh, gosh, right there, too, as they're moving. Calls for the stalemate. And they're going to reset here at the center. Minute 28, 5-0. Kuemper leads. Chop and jam. Lorette moves over to the right side now, trying to work in a head lever. Minute 20 left here in this third. And Cooper's really not doing much on bottom. Lorette trying to be able to walk side to side, but he also has a 5-0 lead with no stall calls. Trying to be able to wrestle smart. Lorette needs to be able to either get some sort of return here, and there's going to be a stall call on Kuemper. Now going for a head lever, and knee slide to a stand-up. Nice job from Kuemper. Has one stall call now. 50 seconds left here in this third period. Need to feet to back. Feet to back to get within one. Just an inside collar tie here from Kuemper. Now Lorette with the inside collar tie needs to throw. 35 seconds left here. Now tries to be able to go for a high C. Still wrestling in tough here. 25 seconds left here. Front head and arm here for Kuemper. And I think Cooper's just going to try to milk the clock and sit in this spot. And Lorette needs to be able to keep wrestling tough here. Don't go get turned. Don't get turned to his back. There's 2 points right here. Nothing called just yet. 5 seconds left here. It's important, too, because there's the 2. You don't want to get pinned here. 3 seconds left in the match. And 3 seconds left. You give up 6. That's something you don't want to see. And we're going to have there's going to be a fall to tie it up here 30-30.
All right, Eli.
We'll take a quick break and bring it on back.
30-30. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Red Oak. Tied up at 30 apiece now, Eli, Red Oak and Harlan.
Yeah, 30 apiece here, and we're going to go to 150. No, excuse me, it's going to be 150 or 165. No, it should be 157. So they're going to be open here. Oh, they're going to send at 157. It's going to be Brody Bendorf. And it's going to be Jackson Purdue of Red Oak. So Jackson Terry at 150, and Jackson Terry gets bumped up to 150 or 157, so they're going to wrestle the freshman Brody Bettendorf to start off this match here. Bettendorf with a collar tie here on the right side, trying to be able to snap the head down here of Terry. Terry now goes to the inside, tries to get himself in on a 2-on-1. Bettendorf tapping the top of the head here. Terry trying to be able to set up an angle to get himself a shot. Needs to go. Now goes to a front head and arm. Bettendorf in on a collar tie on the right side. Here at 157. They're going to break out of this collar tie. Minute 23 left. Shot fake here from Terry. Underhook on the left side. Needs to be able to circle back in. Now down on the leg, and they're going to go out of bounds. Bettendorf had a low single on the edge of the mat, but they're going to go out of bounds. And we'll go back to the middle. Bettendorf and Terry at 157. Collar tie, underhook now for Terry. Minute left here in this first period. Bettendorf trying to be able to work in on a tie, and a nice shot here from Terry. Throws it by, trying to be able to double this off here, but the strength from Bettendorf does a good job of fending this off, keeping the hips back. Now it's sweet knee slide to a duck under, really from good space. Just impressive there from Terry. You know, you're wrestling tough on the edge of the mat. You have your shot, and you know, and as he's spacing away from you, you notice, hey, he doesn't have much. I'm going to hit this knee slide to a duck under, and he's going to get 2 points for a takedown. Now leads here 2-0 on Bettendorf. You know, and Bettendorf did the right thing too. You got to keep the hips away, keep the pressure away. But a nice knee slide into a duck under for Terry. Leads here now 2-0. And a suck back attempt here coming from Terry. Good spin and face from Bettendorf. 26 seconds left here. Terry trying to be able to roll on a wrist. Crabbing down on an ankle, and just an arm pull coming from Bettendorf, trying to be able to hip heist his way in. Terry keeping a high head. Higher head's going to win in this situation. Keep moving, keep wrestling tough. And that's smart job from Terry. Just give the one. Give the one, not give the two. Just get into the second period and just keep circling like Coach is saying.
That's about the end of the first, Eli.
Yeah, they'll be end of the first period again with a tied duel, 30-30.
And Eli, just a quick update in the fourth quarter. Varsity girls play taking place here. It's 42-26 AHSTW with the lead over Red Oak. Okay, Eli, back to wrestling now.
And it's going to be, it was Bettendorf's choice. Bettendorf deferred. Terry chose bottom. Off the whistle switch attempt here coming from Terry, and now gets put straight to his back. That's going to be close. This is strength you can see from Bettendorf there. Just has this tilt, now trying to throw in the legs. Terry trying to be able to fight off his back. Know where he's at, but it looks like pretty close. Terry's trying to fight now, going to readjust and go to this half. This is locked up here pretty tight here on Terry. And that's going to be the fall. But not yet. Good fight here from Terry, trying to know where he's at and get off his back. And that's going to be the fall. You know, Terry was close, trying to be able to bridge up, neck up, trying to be able to bridge his way over and fight. But, you know, you just see the strength from Bettendorf here at this weight class. Did a good job dragging down on an arm. And as he drags down the arm for the tilt, was able to hop over, get himself the fall at 157. Now we'll go to 165. Stevens of Harlan. And it's going to be Baz clear, or they might bump. Trying to wait and see.
It looks like Baz is ready to go over there, Eli.
And it looks like they're
clear.
Looks like there may be a forfeit at 165, and it looks like there's going to be. And clear will take the open at 165, and it's going to be 36-36, and that's where we go now to criteria. And the first criteria is going to be forfeits. Whoever had the most forfeits, and I'm pretty sure, I'm going to guess that was Harlan, I think had the most forfeits. And then from forfeits it goes to most wins. So we'll see that in just a minute on the criteria. And I wish I counted those up, but I'm pretty sure that Harlan had the more forfeits. So by criteria, I think it goes to Red Oak.
We'll see. Will they announce that then, Eli?
Yes, they should announce.
Oh, yeah. 42.
Yep,
42-36, right?
Yep, so that should be the final due to criteria. That would be the final 42-36. And that will be it for the duel here tonight in Red Oak. Between Harlan and Red Oak and wrapped up our whole night there.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what we're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to step away and take a break. I'd like to get to visit with maybe Coach Podliska and a wrestler or two of his, but we're going to take a break, and we will be back after these messages. Thanks for joining us this evening. Back to Red Oak, and a look at what has happened here this evening. Eli, we're still trying to officially, wrestling is over for the Red Oak Tigers for the evening. They have a couple JV matches that have taken place, but just a quick wrap-up of what has taken place in the quad. Red Oak, AHSTW, Harlan, and Kuemper Catholic. It was Red Oak and AHSTW. Red Oak gets the victory 39-24. In the round number 2 of the evening, it was Red Oak and Kuemper. Red Oak drops that one to Kuemper, 48-28. And Red Oak Harlan comes down to criteria, Eli.
Yeah, it comes down to the criteria, which would have been the forfeits,
Yep.
and Red Oak was able to get the victory over that one, too, as well.
42-36. It was also senior night here in Red Oak this evening, so a recognition of the seniors as well. Again, we are going to try to get to visit with Coach Tegan Podliska here in just a minute. We're going to hang around and see if we can grab Coach Podliska and visit with him. We're going to take another quick break, and we will be back after this. Joined by the head coach of the Red Oak Tigers, Tegan Podleska. Coach Podleska, fun night. Tell me what you thought about your wrestlers this evening.
I thought they competed hard.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to come in here and have some competitive duels against some teams that, we're all missing a little bit of pieces. We were missing a couple guys tonight, and hopefully we'll get them back. But right now, and I was telling the guys in the hallway beforehand, yeah, we're missing some pieces, but get over it. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not here.
Yeah.
So we have to wrestle without them. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to have to play some things by ear as far as lineups go and what puts us in the best chance to be competitive and win duels. In the end, duels don't really matter in a sense. But I'm competitive and they're competitive. We want to win. Mm-hmm. We want to win, but I'm not going to sacrifice, individual certain successes and certain and you got a guy feeling really good and in the right spot mentally, and you throw him in a match, bumped up a weight class in a duel that doesn't really matter, put him in a really tough position against a really tough kid. That's asking a lot.
Yeah.
But for the most part, anytime we have those conversations, our kids they've got a lot of belief and they trust the program, and I'll do whatever I need to for the team coach. And that's in the end, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. We Jackson Terry got bumped up a couple of times against some pretty tough kids.
Yeah.
And he did some good things and caught in some positions. And, it stinks because he had to sacrifice a couple L's on his record, but it was for the good of the team.
Right.
So you put the team above yourself, and that's why we can be competitive. We pick up a couple dual wins. I was kind of scrambling there. I always have my little sheet in my corner, and I'm keeping score, and I'm like, that scoreboard is not right. They need to fix that.
Because I'm
like, we got this duel, locked up because I knew they were going to forfeit at 65.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect them to bump their 44 up when we bumped Kyler up, but it is what it is. I mean, obviously, we knew what we planned on doing. We knew where we wanted them to show, but they're in their corner trying to win the duel too.
Yeah, that's right.
I tell that to kids about practice too. Yeah, we work hard in practice. A lot of people work hard in practice. Everybody practices.
Everybody's
for
trying to win
4 months a year, and that's kind of your pitch for your off-season stuff. But I felt like we wrestled well. Our kids did some really good things. Anytime there's certain positions, and maybe you lose the match, but Jackson Terry hit a sweet peek out, and that's something we've been working on. Mm-hmm. And when you have kids, okay, it's something we've been working on for a week or two, and they hit it just to perfection in a match. That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win. You got to take. We're not all going to be 50-0, but you can be 50-0 if you win. You win a position every match, or you learn something every match. That's in the grand scheme of things what's going to make us successful.
Now, individually, and you can confirm this or not, but I thought Gusman, I thought he wrestled well tonight.
He wrestled hard.
He didn't quit.
We had a conversation after one of his matches at John Jay, and it was a really competitive match against a really good kid. And, he walked off, and he lost by 2. And he was in a position to win the match at the end. And, did you think you were going to win? Well, no, because, that kid wrestled so-and-so to an overtime match right before this.
Yeah.
And that kid's pretty darn good. We think that kid's pretty darn good. And we want to scramble at the end of the first period, and we started to believe. And I said, Dayton, do you show up all the time? Yes. Do you do extra? You show up in the weight room. Do you work hard at practice? Do we do good things at practice? Yes. So why do you have to ever lose? And when you go out there with a mindset that you're going to win, then points start rolling on the board. I mean, he was just controlling positions and getting to some really good things. And at one point, I look up at the scoreboard. I'm like, oh, man, he's like 2 points from the tech. Yeah, I'm like, get something tight because, we want to get the pin if we can because we're trying to win duels. But in the grand scheme of things, if I get a tech fall, Coach ain't going to yell at you.
Yeah, but watching a lot of wrestling this year, that kid – to ride 4 minutes tough on top like that, that's what you need coming into the Hawkeye 10 into the postseason.
For sure.
And I was just talking about with Aaron, too. It's like, that's a kid gets hot. He can make some noise here pretty quick.
And that was some conversation, too. We looks over at me in the third period, and traditionally, we pick down a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I go top, and he goes, huh? And he kind of points down. He's like, you sure? I go, dude, you just rode this kid for 3.5 minutes, and all he's trying to do is roll as long as you stay behind the arms. We're going to win the match, and if he keeps trying to roll and you stay in good position, you're going to put him on his back, and that's what happens. You stay in good position, let people do junk stuff, then you're going to score a lot of points, and that's what he did tonight. He was very disciplined and had a great night.
So I thought, in particular for me, I thought he was just a blast to watch, just from a spectator standpoint.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, he was fun.
You can put, 40 points on the board?
Yeah.
You put 40 points on the board in 3 matches, people are going to want to watch your matches.
Yeah, yeah. So then Nolan pairing with that kid from Harlan. I don't even know that kid's name. Big kid.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's big. And Nolan, that kid came in like a freight train is what Eli said when that kid, but Nolan just handled it and did well with that one.
They weighed in a 215-pounder, and we're like, okay, they'll probably throw him out. And they didn't throw him out. I go, okay, Oliver, get in there.
Let's go.
Actually, I turned out Nolan first. I go, you want a bump? He goes, I don't care.
Yeah.
And he went out there, and he's like, yeah, that kid was big. I said, you
big.
did a good job standing and staying behind stuff, because kid that big, you get rolled around.
Yeah.
And not much
And I
good's
wanted
happening.
to talk, too, about what I've been super impressed with your team so far this season. The composure, you have a really young team on paper, but the composure they've shown is like they've been on the mat for a long time. And I think that's very impressive to see. I want you to elaborate on that a little bit.
They're definitely growing.
Yeah.
They're growing.
Yep.
There's been growing pains, don't get me wrong. But as we got some good role models leadership-wise for some of the boys. And, our girls are role models as well. We got leadership on that side too. And I've said it time and time again, we're a program. Our girls and our boys practice together every day, so you can take leadership from both sides. And when those older kids, I kind of tell some people, the culture of the program. The culture of the program, some of those younger guys are learning it. And the more you learn it, the better off we're going to be. But the older people who've been around for a while really understand it. And I think those younger guys are starting to really turn a corner there. The ones who are consistently coming to practice and things like that, they're doing a great job, and we're proud of that.
So, Coach, let's look ahead a little bit, can we?
Yep.
Tomorrow, big day tomorrow. Sioux City, Tyson Event Center, ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. My alarm set for 4 o'clock. We're going to leave at 5 o'clock. Coach Ruskell's going to stay with the boys. Our boys are going to practice at 5 a.m. so they can get on the pep bus at 7:15. Our girls will start wrestling at 10. So we're getting that practice in right away so they can get down to weight because they want to go support our program. So we're going to go up there, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to go to Creston on Saturday for the Hawkeye 10 tournament. And
you got a big.
I just act like that's like no biggie, but that's a pretty big deal. We've had some kids in the past who, you look at Tanner Mertz. Tanner Mertz got third at Hawkeye 10s his senior year. He got fourth at state.
Right.
That tournament's a bear, so we're looking forward to the challenge. And then we'll come back here on Sunday for our youth tournament. And then on Monday, we're going to go over to Fremont Mills and wrestle in a try there. So,
you just got to take it one day at a time,
5
Coach.
days, one day at a time.
Yep.
But, the alarm's set right now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we need to let you get out of here, Coach. Got things to do, but super fun to watch tonight. Would encourage people to go to Sioux City if they can.
Absolutely.
Go watch some wrestling. If you've never watched girls wrestling, here's an opportunity to see Super Regional.
For sure.
You go to state. The top
four go to state.
State.
And there's a true fourth place. So if you get fifth place and the girl who beat you got third, then you get to wrestle the fourth place girl.
And
I told them, this is like the one time ever you can lose 2 times and you can still be a state qualifier.
Yeah.
So trip to
awesome.
state online, and then
Yeah.
Hawkeye 10 Saturday. Go watch some wrestling. So.
Opportunity to win a Hawkeye 10.
And we must have just rescheduled that Monday deal because I think you're my schedule right now because I had no idea we were wrestling on Monday.
Well, I think so. They sent the email and said, "Hey, Monday." I said, "I'd rather do Tuesday, but we can make one day work." I haven't heard anything back yet, so
I'll write that down on my schedule now. That's good,
Coach.
Awesome.
Thanks for always visiting with us. We appreciate
absolutely.
it.
I appreciate you guys.
Make it a good
luck
day.
tomorrow. We'll see you up there. That'll be
Head
great.
coach of the Red Oak Tigers, Tegan Podliska, with us. Make it a good one, Coach. And again, we do want to say thanks to Coach Podliska for stopping by and visiting with us. Certainly appreciate that. Now, we're going to have Eli. Final thoughts here, Eli, or for this afternoon, this evening, I should say.
It was just pretty impressive. It was a great duel here tonight, and I really thought that the Tigers wrestled well all the way across the board, and we're able to, and see some of that improvement that Coach Podliska was talking about, and you've seen that all the way throughout as the improvement that they've had, and I'm glad to be able to see that and just continue to grow, and then go into Friday and see how the girls do at regionals tomorrow, and then again Hawkeye 10, and then we're in the postseason. So it was a great night.
Again, what has happened here this evening, let me just tell you that in varsity wrestling, it was Red Oak, AHSTW, Harlan, and Kuemper Catholic. Red Oak and AHSTW, do that one more time for you, Eli. Red Oak and AHSTW, Red Oak 39, AHSTW 24. Kuemper over Red Oak in round number 2, 48-28. And going to criteria, round 3, it was Red Oak over Harlan, 42-36. And again, we do want to say thanks to the head coach of the Red Oak Tigers, Tegan Podliska, for coming and visiting with us after. See if I can get a quick score here for you. And it looks like the boys' game underway over in the other gym as well. All right, Eli, that's going to do it for us. Still wrestling over here on the other mat.
Yep, still wrestling.
Got some pretty exciting wrestling taking place. But that is going to do it for us here in Red Oak this evening. Eli, thanks to you for calling that.
Been great.
Thanks to Lori Lathrop back at our central studios for taking care of things there. And we will see you again tomorrow morning.